I think one of the moments that I get the most annoyed with Katniss is when Haymitch asks her and Peeta, like, what their skills are. And Homegirl acts like she does not have one of the most valuable skills ever. And actually, through this conversation, I don't really think they get to the heart of what Katniss's skill is. Like, yes, she's good with a bow and arrow and a knife, and those are very, very valuable. But personally, I think the most important thing, the most important skill or tactic that she brings to the table is just the fact that she's killed before, even though it's just animals. Let me explain. Obviously, taking a human life is a way more heavy thing than hunting to feed your family. But the instincts that she has that have been honed through experience, the split-second decision-making, the ability to kind of look at a scenario and like see what you need to see, that's the invaluable skill that she brings to the table. When she's on the train about to leave District 12 and Gale comes in, he kind of says this to her of like, you are a hunter, you've killed before, just think of it like hunting animals, which is a pretty bleak thing when he says it, but is actually, I think, one of the best pieces of advice that she gets. And again, her and Peeta and Haymitch don't really talk about that specifically. And while I do think that it's kind of cute, this little trope that they have going where both of them find each other's skills more valuable. Like Katniss says, well, Peeta can lift a lot, he's strong, he's sturdy, he knows how to wrestle. Like he came in second in the wrestling competition at their school or whatever. And Peeta's like, well, you're amazing with a bow and arrow, and you have survival skills. And Katniss sees her size, which is not really well expressed in the casting of Jennifer Lawrence, but she's supposed to be very small, malnourished type. And Peeta sees that as like a positive or a benefit, meaning she can like climb trees. Whereas Katniss is like, your weight and your sheer muscle mass is such an asset. Like I do enjoy that trope of them kind of going back and forth, especially because it kind of just seems to annoy each other. And as an enemies to lovers fan, I love that like kind of banter, you know? But I think the part that gets like, starts to get annoying to me is when Peeta's like, oh, she doesn't know the effect that she can have on people. And Katniss's response is to think in her mind that Peeta must be saying that people around her pity her. Like the reason that she's been successful in trading her wares and goods, she thinks that Peeta thinks it's because people pity her. Like that's the conclusion. She comes to the conclusion that somehow he's trying to insult her with this phrase. And while I think it's necessary to the story so that Katniss is completely blindsided by Peeta admitting his affections for her, it's just kind of giving not like other girls, you know, like she doesn't know she's beautiful. And that is a trope that, I don't know, just kind of annoys me. But hey, it plays out in a way that I end up really enjoying. And it's really just like a page of having to deal with Katniss being like, ugh, he's trying to insult me by saying something nice. Like, girl, get it together.